What's eating you? Psychology Eats is here to help you. What's eating you? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome back to Psychology Eats. So, what's eating you? Well, today, Judge Joe Brown is eating me. Oh, Joe. Now, anybody, okay, Judge Joe Brown is a judge, an actual judge, retired, that we met 20 years ago when he had his show. I don't know if he's still on the air now. I know he's retired. Maybe they like showing reruns or whatever. But out of all the judge shows, full disclaimer, Joe was probably my least favorite. He really was. Because Joe, I noticed, would really be bothered by black women, especially if they was loud on the show. It's just something about Joe just didn't resonate with me. Just didn't resonate with me. And it all came together when he was a guest on Kwame Brown's YouTube channel during a live interview. Now, Kwame, as you know from my last video, this ain't even about Kwame. Kwame, this ain't about you. This is about Joe. And I'm hoping that Joe's message and what Joe said on your show is not going to take away from the bigger message and picture and future of what Kwame Brown is attempting to do with black youth, bullying, being called out your name for 20 years, and defending yourself. You know, you got such a bigger message that you want to present. And Joe, with all of his inappropriate language that he used during that interview, let me tell you something. I'm an elder, and Joe is an elder. He's my elder. And so, as an elder, because he is an elder, we have a sense of respect for him. So there's some respect I have for him on a level of respect, but I don't respect some of the things that he said. Now, I know he preaches um, masculinity, right? And Kwame does too. You know, teaching black men, young boys, black boys, how to be fathers, how to take care of yourself and your family, how to make money legally, how to have a trade, something you can do with your hands, being able to build things, fix things. 100% agree with that. 100% agree with that. But we don't have to get our black boys to that level by shaming black women. And I'm not saying they're doing that, but when men teach masculinity, that's between the boy and the father, right? The uncle and the nephew. So, as women, that's not our place to intervene in that per se. That we have to let a man teach a boy how to be a man. And I know as women, because of our nurturing nature, we don't always get it. right? And then we want to intervene. A good example of that for me is my husband will tell my son, um, go climb that tree and cut that branch down, or get the ladder and go up to the top of the house, which our house is huge. Go to the top of the house and fix that shutter. And as a mother, I'm like, he is not climbing that tree, and he is not going to the top of that house. You better hire somebody. He ain't doing that, right? I'm stepping over my boundaries as mom, husband, father, teaching son how to be self-sufficient so that you don't have to call someone and pay someone to do something that we can do ourselves. So yeah, you are. You going up that ladder and you're going to fix it. And he did both of those things, right? Luck, for me, I know. Okay, let me just mind my business. I'm gonna mind my business. But if he fall out that tree or off that house, I'm coming for your ass. But I'm gonna mind my business. All right, so that's that. So men have to teach boys how to be men, and as women, we need to stay out of it. Okay. But Joe Brown, Judge Joe Brown, the way you body shame, parent shame, sexuality shamed, and race shamed in that hour you was on that podcast, no sir, no sir, and no sir. Let's listen to a little bit of it. Oh,
ethics where you dedicate yourself to public peace, dignity, and order, and you are a man of peace who can be violent and brave and courageous when necessary. You see, that's what men do, where the little women and children get into lifeboat first when the damn Titanic is going down. So they try to destroy that. And by destroying it, they translating get a chance to get their freak on in legitimacy. Now, see, homosexuality is distinguished from this LGBT stuff. Now, I employed some gay folks, still got one or two on the payroll, and they look at this stuff as a cult. And if I can explain, all right, I'm straight, I'm heterosexual, but when I see Lizzo the lizard hippo with her bare, fat, flabby ass trying to twerk in public, looking like a damn harlot in front of children, see, that's not right. When I look at Cardi.
all right, pause. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Now that was a body shame, and an ugly shame, and a this shame and that shame. As an elder, as an elder, Judge Joe Brown, as an elder. Now listen, I could see if that lady had said something about you. Now somebody say something about you, you do what you do. That lady didn't say nothing about you that I'm aware of. And for you to go in on her like that, that was just, the message is too big. What Kwame has to do in these streets is too big, that having this old dementia. He ain't done.
Me, who is a street walking hoe who brags about how she used to drug her tricks so she could rob them.
Yeah, she did say
see, that kind of thing put up as an exemplar of heterosexuality and normalcy. That is not normal. Something's wrong with it. Yeah, he said, do you know, Nielsen informed me that there are more people in this country that watch you on a 10-day basis than any other show on TV outside of pro basketball, football, baseball, or something like that.
Yeah, I know I watched.
Yeah.
And he's just talking about, how wonderful he was when he was on TV and how everyone watched him. Prior to that, he called Cardi B a hoe. Damn. Why is it that is the way to insult a woman? You a hoe. Oh. Really, sir? You are distinguished. See, that says a lot. We got to be careful about who we put on in the position of judges. I really, oh man, I don't know I don't know if it's just an interview or what it is, but some of these judges, and I've known other judges in real life that really should have had a psychiatric evaluation. Like, they should not be judges. They should not be judges. And honestly, I don't care what color his skin is. If this is the way women and what he thinks about women twirled around in his head for 30 years, 30 years as a judge, and this kind of insult and thinking about women, this is how you think about women? What kind of judgments did you make against women who came into your courtroom that you looked at, didn't like because of the way they look, presented, educational level, former prostitute? Let me tell you something. I've had all kinds of people come through my office. All kinds of people. Prostitutes, alcoholics, mothers, fathers. And as a professional psychotherapist, there's that sense of unconditional regard. Unconditional regard, right? And judges should have that same unconditional regard. Look at the evidence and make decisions based on evidence, not based on she's a single mother, she's a prostitute, she's a hooker. Now, if you thinking and talking like this old man, because you retired and there's no body of governing body that can shut you down or cancel you because he says it, I'm retired. I can't nobody do nothing to me. So now you could just spit this bull crap out about women and the culture.
So anyway, what happened is the last 3 years I was beating Oprah every week in the ratings, slaughtering Phil.
You're lying.
And was stepping on Judy's heels for the #1 syndicated show in America. But what they did is Judy, little 4'6" munchkin Jewish girl, who liked the bad mouth men, they weren't gonna let some black man be the #1 TV show. So they kept changing her rating schedule so she'd stay ahead. That being the case, they never let that be known. They refused. I mean, it was so bad that in the second largest TV market in America, LA, they didn't even list me in the TV guide, in the biggest.
Okay.
How do we find you?
Okay.
So they reward. So what happened is WNBC4 in New York at that time was the biggest broadcast TV station in America. So I came on and I was
All right. So Joe goes on and on. He's still rambling about, he had the biggest ratings and blah, 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 and all of that. I personally never liked. I watched the show, but he wasn't my favorite. Just because I knew his underlying issues with women, that he basically said, oftentimes, if you go back and look at some of his shows, when he blows up, who are the people that he blew up on? And women. But, then he made a lot of claims about sexuality and gay and the LGBTQ community, and he has gay friends, but he doesn't agree with the LGBTQ community. Like, Joe, okay, all right, you're wrong, but okay, all right. He just spews so much shame. Like, I'm like, Joe, you can tell he is definitely retired. Definitely, judges, they pension plans is out of this world. Like, and can't nobody touch their pensions. I don't care what happens or what they do. Their pension money will never be touched. So basically, he can go around and say whatever he wants with no consequences, financial anyway. And that's exactly what he's done. He's done this on other shows. This man has been talking like this forever. But oh Lord, I think he even said something about the Me Too movement, child. And then he was talking about he started talking real sexual at one point. At certain points, some people just need to go and just relax. Joe, just go and relax. Now, did he make some decent, good points about certain things that is happening within the community, the black community, and the culture, and raising our black boys to be sufficient, self-sufficient, take care of your families, be fathers. All of those messages are great and wonderful, and I believe Kwame is going and has been pushing that agenda and doing things on the ground level to make those things happen. And that's wonderful, and that's great. But Judge Joe Brown, uh, so anyway, I had to pause the video. Now I'm back, but I think I left off saying something about Joe. I'm going to end it here and just say, Judge Joe Brown, sir, I know you don't care about being politically correct, but, and however, you have to understand that young men are listening to you, and the way you body shame, parent shamed. Yeah, in one part, he talked about Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade and how they are allowing their son that is transitioning to female to be a woman or a girl, and basically parent shaming them for supporting their son. And now, mind you, this is not any. Now, Joe, other people agree with you. Absolutely, other people agree with you. But, and however, what has happened is that when parents don't support their child who is transitioning, that there are a high number of transgender children or gay kids, homosexual children who commit suicide because of the lack of support that they receive from their family. And so as a parent, you have this decision to make. Either I'm going to support my child during this either transition or them or my child saying that they're gay and have a relationship with my child, love on my child, support my child, or I'm going to stand firm in that I don't believe in this transition or being homosexual or being homosexual, and therefore I want nothing to do with my child. And so it really becomes this issue just like that. Or parents who put conditions on their children when they are gay. Don't bring your partner to my house. Don't wear women's clothing. Don't wear nails. Don't. All of these conditions. And it's a tough position for parents to be in. And what Joe said really parent shamed Gabrielle and Dwayne because he feels like they should not support their child in the way that they do. And I always like to make the side note that their child has a birth mother that is very much involved in her life too. But anyway. So with that, with him making that statement and parent shaming Gabrielle and Dwayne, it just runs too deep. Like Judge Joe Brown, you was flapping your jaws. You really were. Elder, your jaws was a flapping. And this is too much hurt and pain behind parent shaming, sexuality shaming, race shaming, body shaming. Like you dug that wedge deep deep in people, and it's you just too old for that. You too old for that, and the fact that younger people are going to listen to you, and it'll be the okay for them to body shame, parent shame, sexuality shame, race shame, because you said it, and according to you, you had the number one show in the whole universe, which means a lot of people liked your show and listened to you. And so now when you come out with these messages, Elder Joe, about parent shame, body shame, sexuality shame, race shame, now all these people are co-signing your, your inappropriate, unhealthy thoughts. So let me give you a treatment plan, Joe, because I'm sick of you. For Joe, my treatment plan is this. I wish that I was if I could take this, this is a magic potion. Ooh. And I can squirt this up in your nose. And you will wake up feeling like you were born in the wrong body. Right? You're going to wake up feeling like you were born in the wrong body. And I want you to be about 9 years old when I do this to you. In your mind, you're going to think you're 9 years old. And this potion is going to make you feel like you were born in a male body, but you feel like you are a woman, a girl. And I want you to spend 30 days with that feeling, and you tell me how you feel. And also, everybody else in the world is going to see you as that 9-year-old boy, but you have some ways about you that people are going to say you act like a girl. And you're going to feel that way, Judge Joe. And I want you, and then after you do that, I'm going to have you, once you go through that, and now you're going to get some empathy because you're going to live that experience. And then I might do something else to you. I'll pick another one of these shames. Because you lack empathy. And as your treatment plan, because I can't, we could go through years of therapy to help you to develop some empathy. I don't have time for it. You don't have time for it. So I just wish I had a magic potion to put you in the shoes of the people that you shamed in that hour-long podcast. You were an absolute mess. And just because you're an elder doesn't mean that you're right. It doesn't. That's it. That's all. One more thing to Kwame. Your message is way too big to get caught up in old fools. Don't bring Joe back on your show. Work with Joe behind the scenes. Work with Joe behind the scenes. Don't bring Joe back on your show. Don't do it. Because he's taking away the real message and the real work that you are doing. And we appreciate. So that's it. That's all. I'm out of juice. And Joe has drained me. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.